Greetings, YouTubers of the world. I am Arcanum Fantasy, and today we are going to go over another one-shot horror created by a certain Goody Serenade. This dark fic is called Feathers, and quite simply, it's a very unexpected type of shipping fic between Applejack and Fluttershy. Yes, I've seen this ship done a couple of times, but to be fair, it's not a very common one. Heck, I probably wouldn't consider it all that popular compared to, what's it called, Rainbow Jack and, Twi-Jack? Yeah, Twi-Jack. But that's beside the point. The premise of this fic is that Applejack ends up getting sick, and her mare friend, Fluttershy, tries to do what she can to make Applejack feel better. But as the story progresses, Applejack starts getting even more and more unwell, eventually getting to the point where she's having fever dreams and horrible fever hallucinations. Eventually, this leads to an extremely depressing and very traumatic climax in which Applejack expires. However, I'm not going to go really into any details as to the hows of her death. I'll leave that up to whoever wants to read this fic. Now, issues with this fic. There really aren't too many. Much like in other one-shot fanfics, there really isn't too much to talk about, but I will say this. Goody Serenade paid a very thorough amount of attention to detail. He eliminated most, if not all, of the typical spelling and grammar errors that you'd find in a fanfic. I did not find any of the of-off errors, and the pacing was, well, very decent. If it wasn't for the fact that this fic had something of a, rather short story to it, I would have given it a straight out 10 out of 10, but unfortunately I'm going to have to give it a 9.5. Not bad for a short fic, but for a grimdark featuring a character dying, you usually want to add a little more length to it. Points for creating an epilogue to explain the hows and whys of Applejack's demise, but that's not really going to go very far, I'm sorry to say. And much like all my other reviews on one-shots, this is as far as I'm going to go. And you all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, and if you're feeling particularly generous, stop by my Patreon account and leave a small donation. After all, every little bit helps, and those who are willing to chip in $2 will have their name put into a raffle, and I will review any fanfic of their choice. It doesn't even have to be MLP. It just has to be complete, and it has to not be some sort of fanfic porno. Aside from that, anything is fair game. Now, with that said, have a good evening, my friends, and sleep well.